welcome back to another episode of Why I Love BNI, your podcast here spotlighting different business owners on their journey, and what has BNI done for their business. So I'm really excited to have my guest Molly with us today. Molly, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
You for inviting me. I'm looking forward to this.
Of course. Well, Molly and I met at the Northeast Florida, BNI Northeast Florida, I guess I should say, conference up in Jacksonville not too long ago. But I was super excited to connect with her because we were connected through a mutual friend. And as I've gotten to know her, I'm like, wow, this is someone who really gets BNI and has really loved being a part of BNI. So I'm excited to kind of learn some tips and tricks and everything like that. So Molly, why don't you kick us off and just tell us a little bit about what you do and the seat you hold with BNI?
So I'm not the owner, but I work for a company called Brackish Vodka. And the seat that I hold is kind of an obscure one. I believe it's marketing, advertising, other. It's kind of a vague, open-ended seat, which was intentionally designed. Um, but yes, Brackish Vodka is a locally distilled vodka here in Jacksonville. It is corn-based, so it is great for people who are need gluten to be gluten-free or have gluten sensitivities. The original is original vodka, and there are several flavors, several citrus flavors, peach, pineapple, mango. A lot of people love the toasted marshmallow, cinnamon, chocolate, and espresso. So there's a nice variety of flavors for kind of all different palates. What sets it apart from other vodkas, other than being awesome, is it's salt filtered. That's part of the name, brackish vodka. So being salt filtered, and then where we live in Northeast Florida with the brackish water, the salt river mixing together. Don't worry, it's not blended with salt or river water, but kind of that whole lifestyle of live the salty life. And then $1 of each bottle is donated to SaveTheManatees.org. So there is a nice give back to the community. So we actually are partnered with Trivia Nation, who's another member of BNI. So if you have a one-to-one with me, also have one with Trivia Nation, both are in BNI Synergy. We have partnered together to provide unique advertising opportunities for businesses either in Jacksonville, the beaches, St. Augustine, if you want to broaden that to Northeast Florida, Tampa, Sarasota, um, uh, Bradenton, South Florida, the Orlando area, Miami, kind of all over if you exclude the panhandle. But we have really unique advertising options for businesses looking to connect with people with discretionary income. All of the trivia shows are hosted by a live host. So there's opportunities for businesses of all sizes, all types of walks. Again, businesses that want to connect with people with discretionary income be a great opportunities for you.
Wow. Yeah, so you were sharing with me a little bit about all of these things, and I don't know that much about vodka. I don't know that much about trivia games. So it was really informational for me to kind of sit down and learn from someone like that. Like, I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, it's pretty obvious I'm young, so I just turned 21 not too long ago, and it was a new thing that I learned. I didn't know alcohol was not gluten-free. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I did learn that recently, and then Molly explained a little bit more to me on why brackish vodka is good. I'm like, oh, this is so interesting to learn. So, definitely set up a one-to-one with Molly if you're in BNI and you're interested in learning about these things. I had a really great time. But that being said, what got you into BNI? What brought you there?
So my BNI journey, I'm sure, is one that chapters have heard time and time again. My BNI journey was almost 10 years long. I probably visited about 15 chapters,
Wow.
was asked to start up some chapters. This was when I was at the previous company. I used to work with an advertising agency, and I admit I didn't understand BNI. It seemed cultish, and I hate to say that, but at the time I was like, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. However, I'm glad in May of 2023,
Hmm.
yes, that I decided to drink the Kool-Aid and I fully enjoy BNI. I understand how it works. Um, it's amazing. I love connecting people. I hate knocking on doors. I hate cold calling. So this is a great way for businesses of all different sizes, all different aspects, looking to connect with the broad public or looking to connect with a very specific type of audience. BNI is a fabulous answer. It's amazing how people will, one, meet with you because you're in BNI, or two, connect you to someone because you're in BNI. Obviously, there's more than that. You must prove yourself as being reliable, as being trustworthy. Givers Gain, I wholeheartedly, I'm going to say absorb, but embrace that philosophy of BNI. You give and you give and you give, and at some point you hope that it comes back to you, but maybe not. Maybe it was just being altruistic and helping make those connections, whether it's personal, professional, maybe relationship. I don't know. I haven't done that yet, but you don't know. But BNI has been amazing. And there's an amazing group of people in my chapter in Northeast Florida, just all around. I'm so thankful for the opportunities that BNI has provided for me.
Wow. I mean, it's really great, especially for I think people like you who just love connecting with people for the sake of it, just to see I'm one of those people as well. I don't know if this is gonna work out really, if anything's happening, but it sounds like there could be something, so I might as well just make the email connection. It can't hurt to just know one more person. But that being said, it's so funny. I didn't know about the 10-year journey of it, and visiting around to 15 different chapters at least is I think really cool to be able to see how other chapters operate. I think I visited maybe 5 in total. And it's really cool. Like I didn't think everyone was so different, but they do feel different. That being said, what really like made you like pull the trigger? And do you have any advice to anyone out there who might be listening going like, yeah, like they might have the same mindset. It seems cultish, it seems like a lot of work, anything like that.
Absolutely. So, number one advice is open your mind,
Mm,
be willing to just listen. Definitely visit multiple chapters, whether you want the full in-person experience, whether you want the hybrid. I thought I wanted it in person solely. My chapter I joined is still hybrid. There's definitely pros and cons to it, but I truly do love my chapter, BNI Synergy. And actually, I was about to join a different chapter, and I'm not going to say what chapter that was. There was just some personalities there that I
mm,
didn't fully didn't fully feel I would jive with. And I was going to overlook that and was about to put my application in. Went to a local coffee shop in Jacksonville. It's where I know all local coffee shops. So if anyone wants to know, I can help connect you with that. I have several mobile offices. But anyway, I ran into Daniel Danius, who has been in BNI Synergy for a long time. I'm not quite sure. Amazing realtor here in Northeast Florida. And I looked at him. It's like, I know you. I was like, don't tell me your name. Just tell me. He told me something. I can't remember. And he said Dan. And then all of a sudden, it's like Dan, Dan, Dan. That's his website. Daniel Danius, and yeah, realtor. And he and I met years ago at BNI Synergy when it used to meet at Queens Harbor. And so full circle, he said, hey, come check out my BNI. I was like, oh, that's right. And sure enough, I think I visited 2 meetings, one in person and one virtual. And it's been an amazing journey. So yes, I actually renewed my membership this past spring.
what?
And I was actually, I'm going to brag. I hate to brag on myself, but I just have to tell you about another aspect of BNI that's important is the recognition and the positivity. So again, I joined, I believe, in May of 2023. And that October at the conference, I was awarded the Givers Gain by my chapter. I was completely floored, completely blindsided in a good way. Again, just being me and connecting people, being positive, following the power of one, following the guidelines of BNI with the accountability and referrals and visitors and one-to-ones and CEUs. I'll come back to CEUs in a second because that's actually silly but important. But yeah, so I've been a member, and then I became the education coordinator, and now I'm the mentor coordinator. So I have jumped wholeheartedly into BNI with concrete boots.
That's
I laugh
amazing.
about CEUs because a
Mhm,
lot of people say that and attendance are kind of the two easiest ways to um, meet the BNI
mhm,
requirements, guidelines, and to be part of in the green and the power of one. CEUs were a struggle for me. I'm in
mhm.
the car a lot and I like to talk on the phone, just veg out, listen to music. I am an amazing singer in the car for some reason, nowhere else.
No.
But yeah, so I struggled with CEUs and then one day just realized that every once in a while, just pop on a CEU in the car and you'll magically get that one CEU if you just make the time for it. And I've
Yeah.
learned a lot too. Ivan Meisner is an amazing man. His books are amazing. I mean, BNI is just a wealth of information to become a better networker, a better salesperson, just a better human being, a better connector in the world. Um, yeah, I can't preach from the gospel high enough about how wonderful BNI is. So
Well,
anyone who is considering it, again, look at several chapters. They are all different, even
mm-hmm.
though we all follow the same philosophies. They are all different. I have yet to find two chapters that are the same. And talk to people. Just going to a meeting and expecting people to flock to you is not going to be successful. You need to go to the meeting, talk to people. Obviously, it makes sense, people within what we call your contact sphere, but businesses that are looking to do business with other types of businesses that you yourself would do business with are
Mm-hmm.
great ways to connect, whether you can share contacts, whether you can be referral partners for each other. um, yeah, that's just what I suggest is go to the meetings, find individuals that you think you can connect with personally, professionally, collect their business cards, and if you can, schedule a one-to-one before you leave the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yes, there's minimum requirements, one-to-one a week, one CEU a week, one visitor a month. Especially with the one-to-ones, if you can schedule more than one-to-one a week, you will be much more effective and you will see a bigger return within BNI sooner than later.
Definitely. I mean, I know I do probably one-to-one or maybe two one-to-ones if I'm really doing it a week. And then usually that gets me like I usually hand out at least 10 referrals from that, and I get a few referrals in return. So definitely just taking the time. You never think like, oh, these are such, small numbers, they don't mean anything, but they add up.
Mhm.
Having one a week, that's 50 people in a week in a year they can connect with, and that's 50 new people you didn't know before,
Yep.
even if they're in your chapter, even if they're not. But I really loved how you mentioned that no two chapter is the same. We just started another. I'm here in Palm Coast. We have my BNI, and then they just started a new BNI, which my mom is a part of. And I visited them a few times, and they're nothing like us, which is really, really funny to me. That a lot of them have gone to our chapter, right? They visited our chapter, they were a part of our chapter years and years ago, nothing like us anymore, which is really, really funny. So another thing that I also wanted to mention is it's great that you found the chapter that works for you. I think that's a very big common misconception when it comes to BNIs. Every BNI is the same. Even if they run differently, they're all the same people, type of people, blah, 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 blah. When the truth is, maybe sometimes BNI just really isn't for you, but in other times, a lot of the times, maybe it's just not the chapter for you, and you're
Mhm.
able to go visit other chapters, see if there's other groups of members that you really gel with. And it sounds like you found your match. So I'm really glad to hear. So, Molly,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for coming on, taking a few minutes to educate us on a whole lot of things, and then sharing your really, I think it's a really funny story of getting to BNI. But we're happy to have you, and congrats again on winning the Givers Gain Award. That's a really great award to win. You did cover
Thank
what
you.
that meant, so everyone understands how big of a deal that is. So thank you again for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time and thank you for letting me share who I am. And I truly am open to connecting. So, anyone who's watching, please contact me to set up a one-to-one, whether it's in person, over coffee or lunch or Zoom or a phone call. I'm very flexible. So, I look
Perfect.
forward to connecting with Macy's followers.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I have all of your information in the description so people can click, copy, and paste, reach out a little bit easier. So, Molly, again, thank you for your time. And to everyone watching, I really appreciate you as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Macy. Bye.